Greetings. This is a tutorial on how to log in and update your events calendar. You will be given a username and a login, and go ahead and put that in and log in. Username and password, I should say. And then we are going to go over, and I just wanted to let you know in advance, when you ever see this plugins and there's a 1 or a 5 or updates up here, go ahead and click that. And then scroll down and you'll see that there is a newer version of this to update it. Please feel free to do that anytime. They will automatically do it at some point, but it's good to do it as soon as you can. So, and don't move off this screen until it's updated. And like you can see, it just took a matter of seconds to update. If there's several of them, then you just keep clicking update, update, update. Okay, so back to where we started. We were on what's called the dashboard. Do not worry about this. This is you don't need to renew. Events. We're going to go to all events just so you can see what it looks like. You scroll down. This is some past events. These are some reoccurring events. And we are going to put in a new event. So I'm going to hit add new. First thing we're going to do is we're going to name the event. And we're just going to say it's a weekly event. So I'm just going to say worship service. Okay. It works out better for our calendar and for people viewing it on their phone if we put the time in here. And however you do it, just be consistent. I generally just put the time and AM, like so. If it was 9:30, I would have put the colons and the 30. But whatever you do, just make sure you do the same way all the time because it just looks better on the website. Okay, you do not have to fill anything in here. This is if like maybe you're having a bake sale or you were going on a field trip or something with a youth group and you could put additional information, you could just be typing down here. But again, we don't need anything in this section for just a normal calendar. I'm going to slide over to the right and I'm going to click the category. This is for worship, so I just clicked that. Now we're going to say the date. So this is already on your calendar, but we're just going to put this on there just for the sake of the tutorial. I'm going to say it's for next Sunday, which is the 13th. You can't backdate it. Don't start it on the 6th because the 6th is already gone. When you're starting something, start with the next possible date. You don't have to choose an end date. The start time, we will put a time in here. And I'll scroll down to 9 and we'll click this. Do not show it. If you don't click this, it'll show in 2 spots. So it's just better to click this that it will not show. What this will do, though, by putting a time in, is if you have something at 10 and then something at 11, it'll list it chronologically by the time. So we have church services every Sunday, so I'm going to click on the reoccurrence button and I'm going to go down to weekly. And you don't have to do anything else. And then you could... your name will appear here, my name will not be here. Anybody, this is my employer, my name, and then your pastor's name. Your names will also appear down here as well, but you don't have to use that. The only time I ever change that is if I'm posting a sermon for a pastor. Then I tend to take my name off and I'll click on the pastor's name because it doesn't look good for it to say that the sermon is by Stephanie Wensloff. Okay, so anyway, we'll go back up to this. So this is a simple with a weekly occurrence. This is how we would do it. It looks good to have a featured image. So for worship service, I've been using this one right here. So I will click on that, worship, and then I will click down here to set the featured image. It will show up right here. We don't need any of this. And hit publish. I'm going to put just a little squiggly line after this. Don't do this. I'm just doing this so that we'll know which one I just added. I'll hit publish. And then when I'm done, I always go up to here where it says Our Saviors and I go down to visit site and I check my work because it's going to show up in a couple different places. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to see if the one that we just posted, and here's the one that I just posted, and showing that the time is there, the date is there, and the graphic is there. If there's not a graphic, it just looks like a list of stuff. So the graphic does kind of add some visual interest to it. Now, for the sake of not having a duplicate on there, here's how you remove something. I'm going to go back up here to Our Saviors, I'm going to go to dashboard. Then we go down to all events. And this is the one that I just added with that little squiggly line. I'm just going to hit trash. And now it's in the trash. Okay, so that's how you do that one. Adding an event.